Welcome to another deep dive into history's most confounding riddles. In a world where we've mapped the human genome and sent rovers to Mars, it's humbling to realize that some of our planet's oldest mysteries remain stubbornly unsolved. Today, we're exploring 10 ancient enigmas that continue to baffle archaeologists, historians, and scientists, puzzles that have persisted despite our most advanced technologies and analytical methods. These aren't just archaeological curiosities. They're windows into civilizations that whisper to us across millennia, challenging our understanding of human history and capability. The first mystery takes us to the scorching sands of southern Iraq, where the ancient city of Eridu harbors one of archaeology's most perplexing artifacts, the Sumerian king list. Discovered in the early 20th century, this clay tablet chronicles a dynasty of kings spanning over 241,000 years before a great flood. What makes this document so baffling is its meticulous approach to record-keeping. It lists 8 kings who ruled for impossibly long periods, with one king, Unmenluana, allegedly reigning for 43,200 years. After the flood, the document shifts to more reasonable reign lengths. Historians are divided on how to interpret this text. Some suggest it's purely mythological, while others propose it might contain kernels of historical truth obscured by numerical symbolism. The Sumerians used a sexagesimal number system, base 60 rather than our base 10, which could account for some mathematical discrepancies. But even accounting for different numerical systems, scholars can't reconcile these fantastical timespans with known human lifespans. Was this an attempt to link Sumerian rulers to divine origins? Or could it be pointing to a forgotten chapter of human history? The king list remains one of our oldest historical documents and one of our most confounding puzzles. Moving from Mesopotamia to the Mediterranean, our second mystery emerges from the azure waters off the coast of Antikythera, a tiny Greek island. In 1901, sponge divers discovered the wreckage of an ancient ship. Among the treasures they recovered was a corroded bronze mechanism about the size of a shoebox. Initially dismissed as unimportant, this device would eventually rewrite our understanding of ancient technological capability. The Antikythera mechanism, dating to approximately 100 BCE, is considered the world's oldest known analog computer. Using cutting-edge imaging technology, scientists have determined that this device contained at least 30 bronze gears in a complex arrangement that could predict astronomical positions, eclipses, and even track the 4-year cycle of athletic games. Its engineering precision wouldn't be matched for another 1,500 years. The mystery isn't just how the ancient Greeks created such sophisticated technology, it's why this level of mechanical complexity seemingly vanished from the historical record afterward. Who commissioned this device? How many others existed? And why did this technology apparently disappear for over a millennium? The mechanism represents a jarring technological anomaly that challenges our neat, linear view of technological progress. Our third mystery takes us to the jungle-shrouded ruins of Teotihuacan in Mexico. At its height around 450 CE, this metropolis housed over 125,000 people, making it one of the ancient world's largest cities. Yet despite decades of excavation, archaeologists still cannot definitively say who built Teotihuacan or what they called themselves. No written records identified with the founders have ever been discovered, despite the city's obvious architectural sophistication and social complexity. The city's layout reveals an advanced understanding of astronomical alignments and mathematical principles. The massive Pyramid of the Sun aligns perfectly with the sunset on specific dates, while the entire city grid follows a precise 15.5-degree orientation east of north. The mystery deepened in 2003 when archaeologists discovered hundreds of mysterious spheres of liquid mercury beneath the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. The purpose of these mercury pools remains unknown, though theories range from ceremonial mirrors to representations of the underworld. Most puzzling is the city's abrupt decline around 550 CE, when evidence suggests the ceremonial center was systematically burned. Was it invasion, civil unrest, or environmental catastrophe? The city's founders took their secrets with them, leaving behind magnificent structures, but no indication of what they called themselves or why they abandoned their masterpiece of urban planning. The fourth mystery on our list is the enigmatic Voynich manuscript, perhaps the world's most puzzling untranslated text. Discovered in 1912 by rare book dealer Wilfred Voynich, this illustrated codex contains approximately 240 pages of text written in an unknown script, accompanied by bizarre illustrations of unidentifiable plants, astronomical diagrams, and tiny human figures in what appeared to be plumbing systems. Carbon dating places the manuscript's creation between 1404 and 1438 CE, during Europe's early Renaissance. Yet despite its relatively recent creation, the world's top cryptographers, linguistics experts, and even artificial intelligence algorithms have failed to decode a single complete sentence from the text. The manuscript uses a writing system not found in any other known document, featuring 20 to 30 unique characters arranged in patterns that appear to follow linguistic rules, but match no known language. The illustrations are equally baffling. Botanical drawings show plants that don't match any known species, while astronomical charts depict celestial arrangements that don't correspond to observable reality. Is the Voynich manuscript an elaborate hoax, an encrypted alchemical text, or evidence of a completely lost system of knowledge? The manuscript has defeated the analytical efforts of the NSA, professional cryptographers, and medieval scholars alike, earning it the nickname, the world's most mysterious book. Our fifth mystery brings us to the windswept plains of southern Peru, where the Nazca lines stretch across nearly 200 square miles of desert plateau. Created between 500 BCE and 500 CE, these massive geoglyphs include over 70 designs of animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some extending more than 1,200 feet in length. What makes these designs particularly mysterious is that they're only recognizable from high above the ground, impossible to discern from the surface level. The precision of these lines is remarkable. Despite being created without the benefit of aerial perspective, many designs maintain perfect proportional accuracy when viewed from above. The dry, windless climate of the Nazca region has preserved these shallow trenches for nearly 2 millennia. But the fundamental question remains unanswered. Why were they created? Theories abound. Some researchers suggest they were created to be seen by deities from the heavens. Others propose they served as astronomical calendars or maps of underground water sources. More controversially, some have suggested they were landing strips for ancient astronauts or demonstration sites for primitive hot air balloon technology. What we do know is that the Nazca civilization invested enormous resources in creating artwork that its own members could never fully appreciate from ground level, suggesting a purpose beyond mere decoration. The sixth mystery on our list is the notorious Phaistos Disk, a fired clay disk from Minoan Crete dated to approximately 1700 BCE. About 6 inches in diameter, the disk contains 241 symbols arranged in a spiral pattern, with 45 unique pictographic characters pressed into the clay with some form of punch or stamp, essentially making it the world's first printed document. Despite over a century of scholarly analysis since its discovery in 1908, no one has definitively deciphered the disk's message. The symbols include recognizable objects like human figures, fish, birds, and tools, but they don't correspond to any known writing system of the time. Making translation even more challenging is the fact that the Phaistos Disk remains unique. No other examples of this writing system have ever been found. Is it a prayer, a historical record, a board game, or something entirely different? The disk's purpose remains as enigmatic as its message. Some scholars have questioned its authenticity, though scientific testing of the clay and archaeological context strongly suggest it's genuine. If it is authentic, it represents a completely distinct writing system that was either uncommon enough to leave virtually no other traces, or so common that its other examples existed on perishable materials that haven't survived. Our seventh mystery takes us to Turkey's Mount Nemrut, where a 2,000-year-old tomb sanctuary created by King Antiochus I Theos features enormous statues with mysteriously decapitated heads. Standing more than 26 feet tall, these limestone figures once depicted Antiochus himself, seated among various Greek and Persian deities, a physical manifestation of the king's attempt to merge these distinct religious traditions. What puzzles archaeologists isn't just who toppled these massive heads from their bodies. Earthquakes are the likely culprit, but how they were constructed in the first place. The remote mountaintop location, at 7,000 feet above sea level, would have made transporting and erecting these massive sculptures extraordinarily difficult with ancient technology. Even more perplexing is the purpose of this remote sanctuary. Antiochus created a new religion with himself as a god, but chosen location ensured few worshippers would ever make the arduous journey to visit. The entire monument is oriented precisely so that on specific dates, the statues are dramatically illuminated at sunrise and sunset. Inside the 150-foot artificial mound behind the statues, archaeologists believe Antiochus himself is buried, though his actual tomb chamber has never been found despite numerous excavations. The mountain continues to guard its secrets, with many archaeologists believing the greatest treasures remain hidden within the largely unexcavated tumulus. Our eighth mystery comes from Göbekli in southeastern Turkey, a site that has fundamentally challenged our understanding of prehistoric human capability. Radiocarbon dating places its construction around 9500 BCE, more than 7,000 years before Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids, and 6,000 years before humans supposedly invented agriculture and settled in permanent communities. The site features massive T-shaped limestone pillars arranged in rings, many carved with detailed reliefs of animals. Some pillars weigh up to 16 tons and stand 18 feet tall. What makes this discovery so revolutionary is that it comes from a time when humans were thought to be simple hunter-gatherers, living nomadically in small groups, not organizing complex construction projects requiring hundreds of workers and sophisticated architectural planning. Even more puzzling is that after approximately 1,500 years of use, the entire complex was deliberately buried under thousands of tons of debris. Why would a prehistoric community invest enormous resources in creating such elaborate structures only to intentionally bury them? Was it a religious taboo, a change in belief systems, or protection from invaders? Göbekli Tepe forces us to reconsider the timeline of human civilization and suggests that complex religious or social organization may have predated agriculture, rather than resulting from it as previously thought. Our ninth unsolved mystery is the Blythe intaglios, enormous ground drawings in the Colorado Desert of California. Created by scraping away the desert's dark surface stones to reveal lighter soil underneath, these geoglyphs include human figures over 170 feet long, animals, and geometric designs. While reminiscent of Peru's Nazca lines, these figures have been dated to between 450 and 2,000 years ago, created by the indigenous Mojave and Quechan tribes. The mystery isn't just their purpose, but their preservation. How have these relatively shallow surface markings survived centuries of desert storms and erosion? Even more remarkable, the intaglios weren't documented by modern society until 1932, when a pilot happened to fly over them, suggesting they may have been intended primarily for supernatural observers rather than human ones. According to Mojave oral tradition, the largest human figure represents Mastamo, the creator of Earth and all life, while other figures represent Hatakulia, who battled Mastamo and was defeated. What's particularly intriguing is that these massive ground drawings remained virtually unknown to the wider world, despite European-American settlement in the region for over a century. How many other ancient monuments might still lie undiscovered, hiding in plain sight? Our final mystery takes us beneath the waters of Japan's southern coast near Yonaguni Island, where in 1987, divers discovered what appeared to be an ancient submerged complex of stone monuments. The Yonaguni Monument features what look like terrace structures, straight walls, columned architecture, and even a massive stone face carved into the bedrock, all now covered by the Pacific Ocean. The fundamental question that divides scientists is whether these structures are entirely natural formations or evidence of human modification. Some geologists maintain that the monument's straight edges and right angles could result from natural fracturing processes in sandstone. Others point to what appear to be carved steps, channels, and post holes as evidence of human intervention. If the structures were modified or created by humans, they would have been constructed when the area was above sea level, at least 10,000 years ago, before the end of the last ice age raised global sea levels. This timeline would make Yonaguni one of humanity's oldest architectural achievements, dating to a time when Japan's earliest known inhabitants were still using primitive stone tools. Is Yonaguni evidence of an advanced prehistoric culture lost to rising seas, or simply an extraordinary example of nature mimicking artificial structures? Marine archaeologists and geologists continue to debate this question, with no consensus in sight. These 10 mysteries remind us that despite our technological progress and scientific advancement, significant chapters of human history remain obscured. They challenge our assumptions about when and how civilization developed, what ancient humans were capable of achieving, and how much knowledge has been lost to time. Each unsolved puzzle offers a humbling reminder that history isn't a simple linear narrative. It's a complex tapestry with missing threads that we may never fully restore. What draws us to these mysteries isn't just intellectual curiosity, but something more fundamental to the human experience. These enigmas connect us to our ancestors across vast stretches of time, reminding us that they too looked at the stars, contemplated their existence, and created works designed to outlast their brief lives. In pursuing these ancient riddles, we're not just studying the past, we're engaging in a conversation with it, acknowledging that some questions may remain eternally unanswered while never ceasing to ask them. From the Sumerian king list to Yonaguni's submerged monuments, these mysteries stand as testaments to human ingenuity and our endless capacity for wonder. They remind us that sometimes the greatest discoveries aren't definitive answers, but better, more profound questions. As technology advances, perhaps some of these riddles will eventually yield their secrets. Others may remain permanently beyond our grasp, silent sentinels of civilizations whose voices have been muted by the passage of millennia, yet whose works continue to speak to us today.